Okay, so what we're going to learn today is how to take a set of data and instead of plotting it on paper and drawing a line and finding the slope, we're going to do that all in the computer. So the first thing you have to do is enter your data in the computer. And so I've entered the data here, and the important thing to remember is that whatever you put in the first column is going to go on the x-axis. Whatever you put in the second column is going to go on the y-axis. So you have to make sure your data is in the right order. In this case, for this tutorial, your data is already in the right order. Okay, so now what we're going to do to make a graph is we're going to go up here to the Insert menu, and we're going to go down to where it says Chart. And that's going to bring up a chart, and it's the wrong kind of chart. So over here on the chart editor, we're going to, under chart type right here, we're going to click on this and we're going to scroll all the way down till we find a scatter plot. Because a scatter plot is the kind of graph we're looking for when you graph one quantity against another quantity. Okay? Everything else here should be okay. You shouldn't need to mess with it. We're going to go up here to where it says Customize, and we're going to click on Customize, and here's where we're going to do all of our work. Okay? So we're going to start with the chart and axes titles. So right up here, click on that. It'll expand, and then we can edit the chart title, the chart subtitle, the horizontal axis, and the vertical axis. Let's start with the title. So in this case, our title is going to be, we got to erase what's there, the relationship between the y-axis, so distance and time for a rolling marble, let's say. Here's my title. I'm going to go up to here and click Subtitle, and then I'm going to enter my subtitle, which is my name. So put your name in there, and then the date. So this is going to be February 26th. We put the assignment, so this is Lab 02.02, and we put the period, so what period you are. So period 3 or 5, whichever one you are. Okay? On the horizontal axis is the x-axis. In that case, what we had was the time, and we measured it in seconds. So we have to put the quantity, time, and we have to put the units of measure in parentheses. Then we go up here and we go to vertical axis, and that's the y-axis, and this was distance, and in this case it was measured in meters or feet. I think it was meters in the case that you had. And there are other options here like fonts and sizes and stuff. We don't really need to mess with those too much. So we've done all of our titles here. So there we go. So now you can click back on, right here it says Chart and Axes Titles, and it'll close that. Okay? Now it already has nice dots for us here for the data. So what we want to do is go to Series, and Series is where you can change the color if you want, or the size. We don't need to mess with any of those. What we want to do is draw a best fit line through this data, and to do that we use what's called a trend line. So I'm going to click right here for trend line, and you can see it puts a best fit line right in our data there. Okay, it also adds a legend over here. I'm going to scroll down a little bit more, and down here where it says label, I'm going to say use equation. Okay, so now this is where it gets a little tricky. You're going to have to get some paper and write down perhaps what this says. Basically, what the computer is telling you is that the slope of this line is 4.41. So this is like saying y equals 4.41x. And then this is the intercept. And the intercept, it looks like it's going through 0, 0 right here. So we're going to ignore the intercept. It's very close to 0. So if it looks like the intercept is 0, we're going to ignore it. So here we have an equation y equals 4.41x. Okay? So now, and you might need to write that down. I'm going to go here to label, and instead of saying use equation, I'm going to go to custom, and right below it, I can type in what I want to put there. So I could, if I was a math teacher, put y equals 4.41x. But that's not really a good model because we didn't use y and x. So we're going to change that. Instead of y, what did we have on our y-axis? We had distance. I'm going to put d. And on our x-axis, we had time. See, here's the time, so I'm going to put a t there. So my math model is actually 4.41 times the time. And sometimes we use an asterisk, which is what you get when you hit Shift 8 to indicate multiplication so we don't get confused. And then we're going to ignore the intercept. Okay? So We are almost done. We're going to do one more thing. I'm going to scroll back up here to where it said series and click on that. That'll collapse it. I'm going to go to legend, and on legend, the position, I'm going to put inside. So there's inside, and that just puts my math model inside on my graph. Okay? And then we are finished with the chart editor. We can close this. And then what I'd like you to do is just move your chart a little bit so I can, I guess I don't really need to see your data, but make your chart as big as you can in the space that's left so that when I open this, I can see it on your page. Okay? So there we go. That's all we have to do. So we have a title, we have a subtitle, we have labels on our axes that include units, we have our data plotted, we have a trend line through our data, and we have our mathematical model. You can't really get rid of this thing that says distance in meters, so don't worry about it, but here's the mathematical model. And so if I told you the time was 20 seconds, you could put 20 in for time and you could calculate the distance. So that's the process we're going to do. So you're going to have a graph just like this. You're going to follow these steps and make it just like this. Click off of it if you wanted to get there. And then what you're going to do is down here at the bottom, you just did tutorial. There's another tab. If you click on another tab, you'll see a blank tab. So the one you just did is down here on tutorial. Click on the blank tab, and then the assignment we did on Friday, where we graphed our data and found a slope and all that stuff, we're going to do again on the computer, okay, and see if the computer gets a slope that's kind of similar to ours. So what you're going to do is you're going to copy and paste. So you're going to open a new window and get your data from Friday. So you can log in and get your data from Friday. You can paste it right here, and then you can follow the steps we just did in this tutorial to find your mathematical model. And you can always go back to this tutorial and push play and watch what I do, and then hit pause and then go try it. You don't have to do it all at once because you won't remember all of the steps. Okay? When you are finished with that, then I will show you how to turn in your assignment on Google Classroom so that I get it and I can grade it. Okay? All right, so you can watch this video. Again, pause as you go so that you can try it on the tutorial, and then you're going to do it on your own for your data there. Okay?